Hey everybody, Long Go Ego here. My name is Jeffrey, and we've got a game. Say hi to him. Just gotta find my keyboard here. All right, and we do have a game. Get over there. We will just do 2, 3, 4s. He's got a 4-4 to start. Okay. This one means we'll start here first. Okay, if he approaches here, he's going to be going in this direction. Oh, that's very interesting. Hmm. Okay, we do have 2 Irish single malts today. A new Egan's that I bought. I guess we'll just go over the top here. Get over here. Hmm. Should we get him to run out? Okay. And if we want to drop down here, yeah, he's not going to let us do that. Okay, we're going to have to come over this way. Um, yeah, I think we'll just let him do that. Okay, we will go a little bit high here. Uh, we'll just jump out here. Okay, now he's splitting his forces. Okay, let's go here. Push there. Okay, anyways, we need to get to our first, the Egans. Ooh, that's interesting. If we go here and he pushes down, can we do that? Yeah, let's just try it. Okay, I've got 3. He's got 2. So I think we're going to win this. Now, if we can also cut him, that would be very good. Okay, so now we've got him in a ladder, a very short ladder. Okay. Well, let's just make that a little bit like that. See if it'll let us kill him. Um, so the Egan's Fortitude is made with, it was matured in Pedro Jimenez casks. Threaten to take those 2 stones. And we will do what? I guess we will push him towards thickness. How's that sound? Okay, now where does that get him? Why all this unnecessary fighting? Okay, we do have a false eye here. Now we want to trap this sucker. Across here first. Um, this might be a problem. I think this is going to link up. Oh, that's too bad. Actually helps me, I believe. Okay, now he's got but one eye. So this whole thing is suspect. Don't know what he's doing. I got eyes.
You have won.
Oh, okay, he's giving up. Thank you. TYing. This is so inconvenient. The keyboard's way over here. Okay. All right. So let's take a break here. So my nose is actually working for this one. I can smell that sherry cask. Now the Egan's, the Fortitude, only uses Pedro Jimenez sherry cask for maturation, nothing else. What is it? 92 proof on this. I think they're both 92 proof. Excuse me. There's a little astringency on the tongue. A nice aroma coming up through the nose. That's very nice. Let's go to water. Maybe we'll just run back through this. We'll have it automatically play the moves. I wonder if there's a way to speed that up a little bit. No. Now the Teeling, it starts off with, I believe, ex-bourbon casks. See if we can find that. Yeah, ex-bourbon barrels, and then it's finished in 5 different wine casks. So they must age it in the bourbon barrels and then split that into 5 different casks and then marriage those casks later. So sherry, port, Madeira, white Burgundy, and Cabernet Sauvignon. Okay, so now what he's doing here with the 4-4 stone is what you would do with the 3-4 stone. Now, black can invade here at some point and threaten to connect under. But because he's on the 3-3, he can go here, fall back, and get a living shape in the corner. So, So I don't know the purpose of attaching to stones right away. I mean, he could have approached my upper right corner or left corner. Um, I guess he wanted to see what I would do. I suppose there's a lot of things I could have done. I could have just gone, when someone attaches to you, just extending is usually the best thing to do. So I could have just extended up and then go over the top or go underneath, depending on what he did. Now, here we're trying to make him a stick. So I don't want him to overpower this single stone, so I drop back there. Now, going under my position is a smart thing to do because that gets you some eye space along the bottom edge. Now, to my uneducated, uh, poor excuse for a nose in terms of smelling, I am getting that wine uh, influence. Of course, after he's got this one eye down here, he needs to run out. He doesn't want me to run across the top of him. Now, I need to extend my corner as if this were an approach stone. Now, he would like me to play here so that he could play on top of that, right? And then that would make this an Atari. So we don't want to give him that opportunity, so we jump out here. Now, if he's testing to see if we're afraid, then we would have dropped down if we were afraid, right? Because that keeps this stone connected to this. But then it allows him to connect with this group. So we don't want that to happen. So we go over the top. And then playing here, he can't cut us because we put him in to Atari. And also we've got this tiger's mouth, which threatens to cut. So it protects us and threatens to disconnect him. And if we disconnected him, he could probably live down here. He's got enough space, but then these two stones would be captured. Okay, so then we want to continue to push here because we want to eventually seal him off from running into the center with this group. Since it is alive, that would be bad. Okay, so he does a honey. Our stick is protected because it's connected to the corner. His three stones are not. So I sort of looked at that and for a minute and saw that, well, if he pushes me down, I'm going to have enough plays here. I just play there, and this will put him in double Atari. So then I can run this way, and his three stones are surrounded. So now I go this way. I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. Open spaces. He's only got 2. So he's got the next move. Now it's 1, 2 to 2, but I have the next move. So then I just Atari him And now he's got 4 stones that are captured. So this, of course, is a little ladder. If he plays here, I play here, he goes there, and then I just capture him. Now, this stone is primarily to isolate this group. Do I play over here next? I don't know. I forget. Oh, okay. So I'm trying to reduce his liberties here so he's got less eye space. Now, if he pushes here, it should make enough room for 2. If I go here, he just goes there. That gives him 1. Pushes here, drops down. And he can play here or here for 2. Okay, so typically I would want to stop him from going in the corner, but that puts me on the 3rd line, so I don't want that. So I want to stay on the 4th line and be able to do something out into the center. In this case, center top. Okay, now I want to keep him low. Now he's going to live every place, but he's going to not get much profit out of the stones that he plays. So what he wants to do is to get some profit from a living group and then um, make it so that I can't make anything off of the wall that I've built. Now if I go over here, nice extension, that would give me a nice piece of territory here. But I want to keep worrying this a little bit. If I drop down, that's not especially good for this group, although he can go here and live, but then it would leave these 5 stones high and dry. So he really needs to play there. Okay, now I can play under here to be sure that I've got eye space along the top. And I think this is when he goes, this is too close. It's too close to my group. Okay, too far away. I can do something in here. Okay, so first I threaten these 2 stones. If I play here, those 2 are dead. So he's going to save those first. And then this wall has now been made unable to create a big territory, right? Because this stops me. What am I going to do? Play here? Okay, so what I want to do is push him towards that wall. Because as long as I play here, I get a stone there. I'm going to have a living group. So he played on top. So I'm going to go this way. So I've got some living space in this direction. I don't want to cut him because it's going to lead to some complications. So I'll go underneath just to connect. Now, why you did that, I don't know, because it's not going to work. So I tie him up. So he's going to have to connect to salvage anything from this. And then I'll put that stone into a tutty. Now, what is he going to do about these two stones? Not much he can do. Okay, so that means I have to take this, which I'm happy to do because that means now this group is golden. It's a living shape because I've got eye space. Now, the smart thing would have been to play here, right? And force this down so that I would take this stone. And then he's got all of this territory over here. If I can go back. Yeah. Something like that. Now he's building this big space over here. So I probably need to go here. Maybe do like that. I want to come out. I want to do something like that. That would have been the smart thing to do. Okay, let's take it back. Proceed. Okay, but here he's just pushing me out. He's got 1, 2, 3 liberties. I have one because I'm in a toddy. But now I have 3 liberties. My 3 liberties just is 3 liberties. So it's the same thing. He's living along the side because I can't go like this because he'll just cut me and then kill one of the two. So this is basically living now. I think this would have been the smart thing to do. Play over the top. Okay. So I could have played here, but then there's, the wedge in there creates cutting points. So I want to have enough liberties to work with. Now, instead of pushing on this stone, he could have done a sort of a table shape here. Now, if I'd gone in this direction with this stone, he would have played here. And then he just would have, waltzed out. Now, here I'm working with this cutting point, or this open space and this open space. Okay, keep going. Do I play here next, or do I play there? Yeah. Now, what I would have done, I think, is I would have played here because this is a classic trap. That'd be a good thing to show, I guess. Play here. Then if I do something like this, you know, that's a very classic trap. That's whenever you've got a one space difference here and you're up a stone here and up a stone here. So knowing that that's a trap, I would have probably played here, right? Then at least this group would have been out. Then he could have done something like this. And I would have gone here And he could have gone here. And he's basically out. But that's not happening. So let's put it back on autopilot again. So I guess I would call this one fruity. And it's got that astringency. Okay, so now these moves are good. So that gives him a big corner. And it's, okay, he doesn't play on top of me. If he'd played on top, probably, I don't know, would I have cut him? Maybe not. But this is actually good for me. So this group has some space to play out here. What do we do next? Okay, I want to keep him from threatening these stones, threatening to surround those two stones. So, okay, that play there. But this is a false eye, so that gets filled in. Okay. Let's see, we're able to play. There's not much he can do. I guess I'll play there. Okay, so he's got no eyes for this group yet. Okay. Now that was silly. There's no point. No point in doing that. Because if I push there, he just connects here. And this group has to connect there anyways. So pushing there. Then he's out. And I don't kill this group. And he can cut here. Right. Let's say I go something like that. Boom. What am I going to do? That would not be good, right? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, something like its little turn. Don't. Now, jumping ahead like this stone is a really nice way to not see. I'm pushing from behind here. You're pushing from behind. You know, I'm never going to get anywhere if I push from behind. Don't want to do that. And if I jump here, then he can cut that off. I don't know if he would want to, but that would be a good way to start surrounding this group. Although I think that's got more liberties than this group, so that would be a little premature. So we don't want to go here. We want to go here. Because then if he pushes, boom, we're good. And again, it's not important that we kill this group. What's important is that we get over here and start making this our territory. We want to profit. Because he's got a big corner. This is going to be probably a big corner. So if we can kill it, it's fine. Depends on what kind of moves he makes. Yeah, a little astringent, maybe towards the back of the mouth now. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm keeping these connected. Now, he could cut me. At some point, he could cut me here, and then this group is disconnected from these stones. But these stones are getting awful close to this group. So I don't know if that would be to his benefit at this point. You know, timing is everything. And he's basically looking at trying to connect up here. Secondarily, connect up over here. Okay, so there he goes. I could block him through here. Okay, yeah. So if he plays here, boom. Yeah, now that's cut off. So he can't do that. Plus, this makes this, since it's out in free space, makes it stronger to be 3 stones. This is like an empty triangle, but it's not empty because it's open. Okay, so I want to push. Now I got to be careful of this cut here. This is where I jump. Yeah, it's way too close to this. Okay. Diagonal, usually pretty strong. I want to keep these somewhat connected, but I got a plan, and this is where the plan comes in. Boom. Okay, now it's the big threat to disconnect. Because here I can connect on either side. So I was looking at, okay, if he does this, and I play there, and then he cuts those off, okay, I could connect. So if he does this, I can play there, keeps him disconnected. So I got to connect here because I don't want him to come out. He's gonna, I think, cut me up there. Yes, now those three in a tutty. So I don't want this group connecting to that group, so I've got to connect. And then it's, can this group successfully get over here? don't know why he did that. Because, I mean, I've got the iron gate here. So, got to keep filling in these ataris. It's pretty obvious. You're pushing there. Let's get too much with this because he puts himself into a tutty. Yeah, those 5 different type of wine casts really shows through on the flavor. Now, if he plays here and he plays here, then he's got an eye here, and these two are an eye down here. So I would have already have resigned at this point after this get cut off. You know, seeing someone, if I were white, seeing black masterfully cut this group off, I would not have thought, oh, now I'll be able to trick him by pushing through here. How does that? I've got an eye here and I've got eyes over here. So that's a living group. I guess that's why I eventually resigned. Okay, let's go back to a little bit of the Egans left. There's quite a bit of Egans left. Just add in here for comparison purposes. Yeah, Egan's is uh, more robust nose. The Teeling is a subtler, wine influence. There's our opponent was a 11Q. My thoughts would be he's used to pushing opponents around and hasn't really uh, paid attention to basics. You know, it was a fight from the very beginning. You know, first it was fighting down this corner, and there's 2 corners that are still open. Oh, wrong button. Um, Approach here. Let me approach this corner. Get something set up here so you know where your fights are going to go. That's why you have to play the entire board. You don't want to get involved in skirmish after skirmish after skirmish and not know where they're going to go. You have to be able to fight that skirmish by first setting up your outposts. So you can see where you can expand and where you can reduce. We're done with the go. Yeah, this is much more astringent on the tongue, the back. A little bit of a burn there as well. Now, is it pleasant? That's the question. I think it gives me the impression more of a uh, sitting in a leather chair at the club next to a fire, perhaps smoking a cigar. Uh, has a nice lingering effect in the nose, the aroma coming up. Mm. There's a little bit of the Teeling. Yeah. So the Egan's just that Pedro Jimenez sherry casks, that only. So I can see where it has that one note, that one thing going on. The Teeling is a little lighter. Uh, it's a little more of a, ooh, weaving back and forth among similar, maybe, flavors, but much lighter. So for me, I would probably enjoy the Teeling more often than the Egans. Um, maybe the Egans would go really good at a uh, outdoor barbecue. It's a little more robust. You know, eating steak and sausages. Mm, sounds good. Anyway, that's it for today. So a pretty good one. So thanks for stopping in. See See you next time.